Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' powerful super agent appeared on a podcast explaining why he believed Blake Lively instead of Justin Baloney.
Blake Lively has long been Hollywood's golden girl, graceful, poised, and seemingly untouched by scandal. But what happens when a video surfaces, showing her in a heated confrontation that shakes her image to its core? This isn't just any video. This footage has sparked a firestorm of debate, theories.
In a surprising twist, Ryan Reynolds was absent from the red carpet at the premiere of Blake Lively's new film.
But what I think we're seeing now with this quote is WME absolutely got rid of him because of this.
Wait, Blake Lively's attorneys are coming after us content creators now?
In today's video, we're diving into one of the biggest celebrity scandals of the year, a controversy that has shocked fans and Hollywood insiders alike. Keep watching as we uncover the truth behind the viral footage, the legal battles, and what Blake Lively is really hiding.
Fourth revelation that came is that Sony informed them that there would be a cast-wide boycott if James Heath or Justin Baldoni attended the premiere. How's that for that statement? Actually, we learn that on July 23, 2024, Sony informs Wayfarer, the studio financing the premiere and most of the film, that Lively had demanded that Baldoni, Heath, and Wayfarer refrain from attending the New York premiere and threatened a cast-wide boycott if they do. Oh, this is really Justin's fault. I need to be man up and accept, the public, you're noticing some things, but you're wrong, public. Basically, the command was gaslight the public while behind the scenes, we act awful. That was the command. That was the instruction, okay? And this kind of brings in the Brandon Sklenar piece, because I have just been amazed at how involved he got and how the cast just knew that Justin was a good person but went along with this anyways. And I had reduced this to essentially A-list syndrome. All of these people who, if you even aspire to be a Hollywood actor and actress, in most circumstances, you're dealing with someone who probably has some narcissistic tendencies. I'm not saying everyone, okay? But the majority. This is why we have these stereotypes about Hollywood.
Trust me, this one's a wild ride. It all began with a piece of footage no one expected to see. A CCTV video from a luxury hotel surfaced online, allegedly showing Blake Lively engaged in a heated argument with hotel staff. The video, which initially seemed harmless, quickly spiraled out of control. In some parts of the footage, reports claim she was even seen damaging property, something that no one ever imagined could be associated with the graceful actress. The moment the video dropped, it felt like the picture-perfect world Blake had built for herself started to crumble. Fans who had adored her for her charm and elegance were left speechless. How could someone known for being Hollywood's sweetheart act this way? What was going on behind the scenes? The internet quickly became flooded with reactions. Some viewers were simply in disbelief, while others pointed fingers, questioning if Blake had simply reached a breaking point. Could there be more to the story than meets the eye? And how much of this video is just a small snippet, taken out of context, ready to be misinterpreted by millions? As the footage made its rounds across social media, the reaction was swift, but deeply divided. Some fans rushed to Blake's defense, claiming that the footage lacked important context. They argued that the video didn't capture what led up to the confrontation or why she might have acted out of character.
Now when I look at it, it's even more evidence that they were just completely ignoring me. If you watch this clip I'm going to show you, I think it's about 1.5 minutes long, Blake Lively does not look at me one single time until the end. Okay, here we go.
That's always nice, to see that your idea of someone isn't always who they actually are, but be pleasantly surprised.
Well, we're just, inundated with a lot of material. You can be if you have the internet of, reading about these people and thinking that you know them and all that. And it's like the spectacle of that, of what we do as actors, that has risen a lot more in the past decade than ever before. So, misconceptions, I think if you're rich and famous that you're happy is probably the biggest. And we see that, fame and success is a burden as much as it is a blessing. I think that would probably be, you know what I mean? I think people think, oh, if only I was recognized for what I do.
These defenders pointed to the overwhelming pressures that come with being in the spotlight and suggested that Blake could have simply been dealing with a private issue that got out of control. On the other hand, there were those who were less forgiving. To them, this was a window into Blake's true nature, an actress hiding behind a perfect public persona. They questioned her behavior, wondering if there was something deeper going on in her personal life. The internet buzzed with theories about what had triggered this public outburst. Was this just a one-off mistake? Or was this the beginning of a new chapter in Blake's career? Was this video merely the tip of the iceberg? As debates raged on, it became clear that this incident had sparked more than just online chatter. It had become a full-scale media frenzy. It wasn't just about Blake's actions. It was about her entire public image. But what made things even more complicated was that the story didn't end with the video. As if the footage alone wasn't shocking enough, there was something else lurking in the background of that hotel incident, a mysterious meeting. Blake was reportedly seen having a secretive conversation with a high-profile individual at the hotel, though the details remain unclear. Who was this person? What could they have been discussing? Was this just a casual meeting? Or did it have something to do with the confrontation? Sources close to the situation have hinted that the meeting may have been related to a business deal, a personal issue, or even an ongoing conflict she was trying to manage quietly.
Do want to talk about this because, yeah, Blake Lively's attorney is now warning content creators that are parroting Justin Baldoni's lines. It all comes in this document that we did talk about. I think this came out yesterday during the live, which if you missed yesterday's live with Zach, we had a wonderful time with Zach Peter. Hope to get him back. But I want to go through some of this because there's so much nonsense in this doc. And as Deadline here does sort of break down very well, it's just so much back and forth where ultimately they're just trying to agree on protective orders, which there should be some sort of protective order. No one's denying that, but no one wants to give. And honestly, Blake's asking for too much, in my opinion. She wants all celebrity correspondence to be private. It's called AEO, which is attorney's eyes only. All sort of private mentions from celebrities, etc., should be only for the attorneys. It's like, girl, no. You published his text messages. Can we just hold on, Blake? You published his text messages in a complaint that wasn't even a lawsuit, and then gave it to the New York Times before you filed it officially. You're despicable and a massive hypocrite.
Given Blake's high profile in Hollywood, it's no surprise that speculation ran wild. Some even wondered if this meeting had anything to do with the rumored tensions she'd been facing behind the scenes. Could this meeting be the key to understanding the emotional turmoil Blake was reportedly feeling? Could it explain the frustration and anger that spilled over in that now infamous video? But as if this wasn't enough to stir the pot, the plot thickened when another well-known Hollywood figure made his appearance. Justin Baldoni, the actor, director, and advocate, who was also reportedly present at the hotel that night. Now, his name has been drawn into the drama, and the question rises, what was Justin's role in this? Could his involvement offer new answers? Or does it simply add more questions to an already complex narrative?
Why is she there? Because Ryan wanted to isolate him. I want you to understand that. This is what really bugs me about this is narcissistic abuse. He wanted him to feel alone and like he had no one on his side. And the means for him to attain that was through his wealth and like the A-list clientele that he surrounds himself with. You know, me and Hugh are going to be on the set promoting your film, making fun of you. I really want you guys to think about how insane that is. And this kind of throws me back to the real hero in all this, Martha Stewart. A while ago, went on to some show. She was promoting something, one thing or another. And she basically said that she knows Ryan and he's not a funny guy. Like she was basically alerting the public to the fact that Ryan Reynolds is kind of a psycho. Like she didn't say it, but she was like, he's pretty serious. Like she's basically letting people know that he puts on this persona as this funny, nice guy, and this isn't who he is. And so listen to what Martha Stewart had to say on this random game show.
We asked Built members what celebrities would be the most fun to hang out with.
He's probably on the list just because he covers himself up in his movies and you don't see his face. Ryan Reynolds, is he one of those? And you want to know something? He's not so fun.
The video went viral, and Blake's reaction, immediate and furious. Sources close to the actress reported that she wasted no time contacting her legal team, demanding that the footage be taken down as quickly as possible. As Blake fought to regain control of the narrative, She made it clear that she felt her privacy had been violated in a very public way. For someone as private as Blake, the leak felt like a major breach. Her legal team scrambled to remove the video from the internet, but the footage had already spread across social media, news outlets, and countless websites. Once something goes viral, it's nearly impossible to control. Blake's frustration wasn't just about the breach of her privacy, it was also about how poorly her management team had handled the situation. Sources claimed that Blake was furious that they hadn't acted quickly enough to contain the situation. At this point, it seemed like the story was spiraling out of her control, and no matter how hard she tried, it was everywhere. Despite her best efforts, the video continued to make waves across the internet. This wasn't just a minor scandal, it was an industry-shaking event that had people everywhere talking.
I know where you're going with this one. Do you have notes on it? Oh yeah. Those are the two things I said to myself, this could come up.
He brought notes on it. So this was all arranged.
Okay, so I have to admit, I don't keep up that much on Hollywood. But even I caught wind of the Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds. Let the record show for those listening at home, Ari just slit his throat. I mean, it's a fucked up, bad situation that Baldoni, whatever his name is doing. And
it's an effed up situation, whatever, Baldoni, whatever his name is doing. Whatever, he's your client. What a scumbag you are.
Now, he was your client too, until I fired him. Right.
Did you hear that? I fired him. Yeah, he was. I fired him. Because you didn't even know his name? Like, so disrespectful.
You know, just give a little bit of the backstory. It's not really fair. I've known Ryan and Blake for over a decade. They're really incredible people. In Hollywood, they have been incredibly successful. People work with them. They've never had any bad mojo out there and treated people badly.
Enter Justin Baldoni, actor, director, and longtime friend and collaborator of Blake Lively. Justin's name had already been circulating in the conversation surrounding the hotel footage. While it's unclear what exactly happened between him and Blake during that night, it was undeniable that his presence added another layer to the unfolding drama. The question everyone had was, why was Justin at the hotel? Was his presence purely coincidental? Or did he have some involvement in the situation that's yet to be revealed?
What happened here? This was where Ari Emanuel of WME, who is Blake, Ryan, and was Justin's agent, spoke very negatively, calling Justin baloney, all this stuff. He leveled in and talked about why he believes Blake and Ryan, while seemingly continue to defame Justin. This is an agent, mind you, who has not yet publicly dropped Diddy, but he dropped Justin Baldoni because Blake and Ryan made him. As the articles have come out, it turns out more and more that, yeah, WME was pretty much forced by Ryan and Blake to drop Justin. So his insight is very interesting. And I was waiting to report on this until we could get the audio from the podcast itself, Freakonomics. But then something happened. It wasn't recorded. Listen to this.
When our excellent editor, Ellen Frankman, comes up to me with a look on her face that I couldn't quite figure out. In retrospect, she looked really ill. She was shaky, her face was pale. So I asked her, what's wrong? And she tells me that in addition to the audio failures we had earlier, there was another, even bigger failure. The show had not been recorded.
Some sources claim that Justin and Blake were discussing a new project, while others speculate that their connection was more personal. Could their relationship be tied to the emotions Blake was feeling? Was he there as a protector? Or was his presence purely incidental? Justin's role in this scandal adds a layer of complexity that no one saw coming. The public's fascination with this collaboration between the two only makes things more complicated.
To challenge media bias and protect his reputation.
I will go to my friends at the New York Times. I will do these. She has a relationship with this writer, Megan Twohey, and the team behind this whole article. The metadata shows that they were working on it months before it actually came out. They took this civil complaint and they basically just printed all of Blake's stuff, the New York Times. The fact it hit Baldoni, like, what? The fact that he hired Brian Friedman.
But one thing is clear, the mystery surrounding Justin's involvement is far from over. As if the hotel incident weren't enough, Blake's legal woes extend beyond that. In December 2024, Blake Lively filed a formal complaint with the California Civil Rights Department, accusing Justin Baldoni and others involved in their movie of creating a hostile work environment. The allegations, sexual harassment, boundary violations, and even being pressured into filming a controversial scene that Blake reportedly felt uncomfortable with. This wasn't just a minor spat, it was an accusation of systemic issues on set. Blake claimed that after voicing her concerns, she became the target of a smear campaign meant to discredit her. And it didn't stop there. Following Blake's complaint, the New York Times published an explosive report detailing conversations among those in Baldoni's camp. These conversations seemed to suggest an effort to take Blake down, further deepening the rift between them. Were these accusations real? Or is this just another round of Hollywood drama? Did Blake truly face a toxic work environment? Or was the whole situation blown out of proportion? For years, Blake Lively was considered Hollywood royalty, an actress whose public image was nearly untouchable. But now, the whispers behind the scenes paint a different picture. Insiders in the industry have begun to question whether Blake's public persona truly aligns with her off-screen behavior. There are reports of clashes on set, particularly with her simple favor co-star, Anna Kendrick. Both actresses were allegedly difficult to work with, according to various sources.
I want to hear it all, okay? This is like, we're never going to give this opportunity to just really see inside of Hollywood in this way. You know what I'm saying? We're never going to be able to see it. So anyways, you should know, obviously, they went to court, the lawyers went to court, and they were representing their clients. So this was not an appearance from Blake Lively or from Ryan. And essentially, I'm just going to tell you, just sum up what happened. No gag order will be granted. Blake Lively moved to she had her lawyer speak out and say that she did not want to have to be deposed by Brian Friedman. Super weird, bratty request. Not going to play well in the press. Again, she has, I think, the worst PR team in the entire world. I think Stephanie Sloan PR has Leslie Sloan PR is terrible. I'm telling you, like the moves they're making here to paint her as a victim, it tells you that they're not up on culture. Like they don't know Me Too culture has moved away, and like trying to pretend you're being victimized by having to go to court over a lawsuit you filed because you don't like the lawyer is just dumb, really dumb stuff. My understanding, by the way, Leslie Sloan has a leg in at Hollywood Reporter. So she gets articles leaked to the Hollywood Reporter and Page 6. Those are her peeps. I know all of their.
With rumors swirling about tensions that existed during production, these whispers add another layer to the ongoing scandal and make fans question whether this hotel incident is just a small part of a larger pattern of behavior. Could it be that Blake is no longer the sweetheart she once seemed to be? Blake Lively's story isn't just about one controversial incident, it's a reflection of the dark side of fame. Hollywood is a place where stars are expected to maintain an image of perfection. But the pressure to do so can be overwhelming. When someone like Blake makes a mistake, even one that's minor or misunderstood, the consequences are massive. For Blake, the emotional toll has been enormous. Insiders claim that the constant public scrutiny has led to extreme anxiety, grief, and even physical symptoms. Her family, including her husband Ryan Reynolds and their children, have also been affected. Sources say Blake has frequently chosen to stay home, hiding from the public eye and retreating from the chaos. This is the reality of Hollywood. Immense success comes with immense pressure. But what happens when the very industry that builds you up is the one that tears you down? So, what do you think? Was the leaked CCTV footage just a misunderstanding? Or does it reveal a side of Blake Lively that the public has never seen before? Is the backlash justified? Or is this another example of Hollywood sensationalism at its finest? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. What's your take on the Blake Lively controversy? And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more updates on this developing story. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.